How's it going, guys? Welcome to take 93 of this video. Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year. I wanted to give you an update regarding some of the live music events in 2025. And we're coming at you direct from our high-tech studio, aka the back spare bedroom. Yes. Now, first up, I'm going to get down to it straight away because we've got a lot to cover. First up, I want to talk about the Sunday Club, which will be held at 45 Live in Kidderminster. Now, I know some of you are aware of this place because we've actually had gigs there. We had Osric Tentacles, we've had Dave Bainbridge and Sally Muneer, and in 2023, we had our launch event, which was Ghost of the Machine, Last Flight to Pluto, and Kairos. So I know that people are aware of the place, because I do think in some respects, although the Robin was always the place to go, and there was my phone, the Robin was always the place to go on a Sunday for prog, but I do feel that they've lost the plot a little. And just to give you an idea, from September to Christmas last year, they had 4 prog gigs, but 41 tribute bands. So I do feel quite comfortably that 45 Live has the potential to be the new home for prog in the West Midlands. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? But we're going to be doing what we can to try and promote it. So the Sunday Club, here it is, keeping live music alive in collaboration with 45 Live in Kidderminster. Yes. Now, the way the Sunday Club works, because although we've had gigs at 45 Live in the past, and we did look at it as an alternative to the Civic. It's a fantastic venue with, brilliant facilities, but it's just not big enough for fusion. And I think that was highlighted when we had the IQ weekend, because we absolutely filled the Civic. And if we'd have had it at 45 Live, that'd have been spilling out of the doors. But because it's such a fantastic venue, I wanted to do something with it. So I've come up with this concept called the Sunday Club, okay? Now, you can check out everything to do with this particular project on the website, thesundayclub.net, and it kicks off on January the 26th, literally 2 weeks today, okay? Now, we have listened to your needs and wants, so even though it's a Sunday, we're going to do a nice early start at 5 o'clock, and we're finishing off at 8:30 p.m. So it gives you plenty of time to get home at a reasonable time. There's loads of accommodation, loads of car parking, plenty of facilities. It's a fantastic little venue in a lovely little town. Now, if you buy a ticket for a gig at the Sunday Club, because you can buy it in each individual ticket through the venue, they use a company called Skiddle. Now, if you buy a ticket through the venue, you're going to be paying £18 plus a 10% booking fee, £19.80. Okay? Right, now if you come to every single gig over the 12 months, that will cost you £237.60. Okay? £237.60. But, here's the big but. If you join the Sunday Club, which is a subscription of £15 a month, yeah, for the whole year, which is 12 times 15, you'll only be paying £180. Which, over the year, high-tech this is, mate, I tell you, £57.60. You'll be saving £57.60. But, if you pay for the whole year up front, which is £160, right, you actually save £77.60 over the year. And that works out at £13.33 a gig for 2 quality bands, which is what, about £6.60 a band? How ridiculously cheap. Now, you might say, but I've not heard of half the bands, I won't be coming to every single gig. The whole point of doing this is to try and encourage you to be a bit more open-minded and look at and listen to new and upcoming bands, because although we've got some well-established bands like Comedy of Errors, This Winter Machine, The Gift, Tribe 3, Trilogy, Solstice, there are a number of bands that you're probably aware of, But there's also bands that you may not be aware of, like Vermusery, who will be playing in February, and Fluctus Quadratum, who appeared at Fusion, I think it was last year. I'll lose track of time. But how many times have you been to a gig where the support band has absolutely blown the headline band off the face of the earth? For me, I've had this happen a number of times. I've been going to gigs since 1972. And I've had it more than once where the support band are actually better than the headline band, and I'd never even heard of them. And it's inspired me to go out and check them out, and I've got all their albums and so on and so forth. And look at the festival. You know, how many times have you gone and there's been a band on you've never heard of, and they've just absolutely blown you away, and you've gone and bought all their albums. Last year at Fusion, we had Overhead from Finland, and I actually said at the time, you know, these guys are going to blow you away, and they did. They were absolutely amazing. They did so well on the merch, and bands like Madfellas and so on. You know, these guys are coming over from the continent just to do a 1 hour gig, a 1 hour set. And when you think, why don't they do a tour? They're probably exposed to more people in that 1 hour at Fusion than they would be if they did a whole tour. And on top of that, they've got the accommodation, van hire, and so on. So it's bringing these bands to your attention all under one roof. And this is the whole concept of the Sunday Club. Now, the other thing that you might be limited with is where you live in the country. You might say, well, it's not really practical for me to drive all the way from Yorkshire or Scotland or even another country just for that one gig. So we've introduced a streaming option, okay? So if you can't make it, you've got no excuse. We've introduced a streaming option, which will cost you £10 a gig. Or, again, you can pay £60 for the whole year, which works out at £5 a gig. £2.50 per band. How ridiculously cheap is that? And all the videos will be there in perpetuity. So you don't need to check it out live. You can catch them, obviously, after the gig if you can't make it. And what I've done today is I've introduced a new option. And to be honest with you, I've put a lot of time, money and effort into this, guys. And as if you know me, you'll know I don't do this for the money. I do it to give the bands a good audience. I want to do it for you. We couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't do it without you. So the whole point of doing it is to obviously raise awareness of these bands, because we so need to keep live music alive. The Sunday Club and Fusion 6 mega streaming option. It's going to cost you £70, okay? £70. All the links for all these things will be down below. Now, what's all this about then? All right, there you go. There's the link. You can pause the video. There's the link. But again, the links will all be in the write-up below. Now, the way this works, right, is for £70, you will have access to every Sunday Club gig, which is 24 bands, and every Fusion 6 band, which is 20 bands. We've got 3 on the Thursday and then 17 over the weekend. So that makes a total of 44 bands for £70, which works out at £1.60 a band. I can't be any fairer than that, guys. I really can't. And like I say, you can't really use the fact, well, I live in Scotland as an excuse, because I tell you, the people doing the streaming have been working with the BBC. And again, there's a couple of examples of their work below that you can check out. So the quality is absolutely first class, and you'll be able to catch it after the gig as well. And if you want to revisit it, it'll be there forever. So a fantastic opportunity to check out these bands. Now, first up, on January the 26th, we've got Freedom to Glide, featuring our good friend John Jowett and Rob Grokert from Rain. Andy Godwin, one of the main guys behind the band, is also in Badfinger. And the support is a band called Small Changes. I'll leave it up to you to check them out. But this takes place on January the 26th. Again, we'd love to see you there. We'd love for you to get involved, even if it's only on the streaming side of things. Okay? So that pretty much sums it up regarding the Sunday Club. There's the full list. You can check it out on the website. Okay? That pretty much sums it up, the Sunday Club. We really, really would love you to get involved. It's been such a fantastic project to bring to fruition. Everybody we've spoke to said, what a great idea. We just need you guys to get involved, to make it work. It can't work without you getting involved. You know, despite the fact that it's there, we need you to get involved. So please consider it. Even if you just go for the streaming option, £70 for 44 bands. That works out at £1.60 a band. Can't be any fairer than that. I really can't. Okay, now moving on to Fusion 6. Some of you will know we've already had to replace Singularity, which fell apart after Andy Edwards decided to knock all the live prog events on the head. And even though it was a cut down version of Rain, it all seemed to fall apart, and so we ended up getting a band called Splink, who really, really blew me away at HRH Prog last year. So we've got them playing on the Saturday, which is the 8th of March. They'll be replacing Singularity. Now, since then, we've had 2 more bands pull out. On Thursday, the 6th of March, we had 3 bands: Crankshaft, Godsticks and Amplifier. Now, due to circumstances beyond our control and their control, Crankshaft have pulled out, and so I've replaced them with Final Coil. Now, you may know these guys. They played at Fusion 2 in 2019. They'll be replacing Crankshaft on the 6th of March. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, the other band who pulled out is Yesterday's from Hungary. Again, this is due to circumstances beyond our control and their control, ultimately. So I had to find a replacement for them. Now, obviously, we have a reserve list, and I worked my way through that to give people the opportunity to come on board. And one band who were on the reserve list, who were available, because obviously it's not just about whether they are on the list, it's whether they are gig ready, is Haze. Okay, Hayes are replacing Yesterday's. Hayes and Yesterday's. There you go. So Hayes will be replacing Yesterday's on Saturday the 8th of March. So I think that pretty much sums it up for Fusion 6. Brought you up to speed with the bands we've had to replace. Moving now on to Fusion 7. Now, Fusion 7 takes place the 6th to the 8th of March 2026, again at Stourport Civic. Now, I've already been asked about tickets for this, and what I will be doing in the next 7 days, all being well, I will put the VIP tickets up for grabs, okay? It'll be just the VIP tickets. It'll only be a limited number of tickets, around about 40 tickets. And once they've gone, that's it. And if there's none left by the time that we have Fusion 6, then there won't be any VIP tickets available on that weekend. So if you want to come as a VIP, the prices and the tickets will be available hopefully on the website in the next 7 days. I'll make it available via Facebook, so there will be another update over the next 7 days, hopefully, regarding Fusion 7. Other than that, what can I say? I hope you've enjoyed the content. I hope you found it useful. Please get involved with the Sunday Club, and I just look forward to bringing it to 45 Live in Kidderminster, but we can't do it without you guys, so please get involved. What can I say? Have an absolutely awesome week, and we'll catch you at the gig soon. If not, Fusion 6. If not, the Sunday Club. Absolutely. Take care. Have a good week. Love you all. Hugs, hugs, hugs.